got some big manly star power in this chapter. 2 mega man stars that are considered deep red Republicans, but they're actually just big old eggplants.
Is that the best vegetable choice for this?
It is. Charlton Heston, one of the most famous leading alpha males from the last century of pop culture. 10 Commandments, Ben-Hur, Planet of the Apes, and more. Not just a commanding film career, but he was also an extremely high-profile Republican. For a man who never held any office, he had tremendous influence. Most notably, the president of the National Rifle Association. This cause was such a big part of his legacy. There's a whole demographic of people who only solely know him as this.
Is that the stubborn old guy from Bowling for Columbine?
The same. Either way, if you know Moses at all, you'll likely know him as a big red Republican. That's why the next few sentences may surprise you, even though I guess they shouldn't. The Million Man March, one of the most notable civil rights movements in all of history. It is a sizable jewel in the crown of Martin Luther King's impressive legacy. It was bankrolled in part by Chuck bucks. Yeah, Charlton Heston threw some of his big mega movie money into the organizational expenses of the Million Man March. There's more. During this era, grassroots civil rights organizations were working relentlessly to try to bring attention to the injustices of segregated restaurants. Then, one day, out of nowhere, one of the biggest damn box office draws in the world shows up and starts carrying a protest placard outside of a segregated restaurant. The media sprained their necks trying to spin their cameras around to point at it. Charlton Heston helped give this important story the national platform that it rightfully deserved. He continued this despite intense criticism. His management team, film studios, and peers all strongly advised him to stay neutral, to maintain his wide box office draw. I mean, the guy was an institution, but he wasn't swayed. He knew that his celebrity had clout, and he cashed it in on something he believed in. He did this more than once. In the 60s, it was about civil rights, and in the 90s, and even beyond, it was about the right to bear arms and the NRA. Now, is it strange that a man who supported Martin Luther King so fervently went on to devote his time to the very instrument that took Dr. King from this world?
It sure is.
And that would be my point. Charlton Heston, an undeniably complex and purple individual.
Cool. Who knew? Who's next?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's who. Climate activist and staunch libertarian, public supporter of the Bush family and married in with the Kennedy family, lifelong Republican and vocal disparager of Donald Trump. Arnold is all of those things at the same time. Now, if California was a country, it would have the 5th biggest economy in the world. And under Arnold's tenure as governor, he made California a banner climate change state. September 27th, 2006, he signs the Global Warming Solutions Act, thus creating the nation's first cap on greenhouse gas emissions. It is a trailblazing bit of legislation, to be sure, and the governor showed the world that you can have a bustling economy whilst aggressively tackling climate change. Now, an unfortunate side effect is that when we hear those two words together, Governor Schwarzenegger, it sounds like a character from The Simpsons. And it kind of is. His reputation as a big, dumb, musclehead action star overshadowed what an effective and thoughtful pragmatist he really is. If he was talking about healthcare, we just wanted him to say,
"It's not a tumor."
Perfect impression. When he tabled Proposition 49 in support of after-school fitness programs, we all just wanted him to say,
"Put the cookie down."
Better. He's more than a dead-eyed robot. He's an ideas guy, and this is exactly what we need more of. Elected officials who use their judgment and experience to determine whether something is a good idea or a bad idea, rather than how liberal or conservative it is. I went on a deep dive on this guy. I even rewatched Batman and Robin, and you know what? I didn't see a villain. I saw a guy trying to cool the planet whilst consulting an expert on plant life.
He's half joking.
Something else I like? He almost never takes vague positions like this.
Because Democrats are ruining this country.
Or stuff like,
because Republicans believe in restoring decency.
Yeah, rhetoric of that flavor is refreshingly absent. Arnold Schwarzenegger, immigrant, entrepreneur, bodybuilder, actor, superstar, governor, philanthropist, climate activist, Republican, and twin. That's just one guy.
Wrap it up.
Right. Okay, please, for the sake of the future, go back in time and terminate your idea of what a Republican is supposed to look, act, and sound like.
Get in the chopper.
Oh my God, it's getting worse, the impression. Chopper!
Chopper!
Chopper! Get to the chopper!
Chopper!
We're